Alright, so we have some new packages here, and these are some products that have been sent to me by a company. My job here is to take photos of these products in the way that they want, and they'll pay me for that. And I'm going to show you how you can do it too. Cool. Looking pretty nice. With product photography, brands often have a look that they're going for. So I asked these guys initially what they were kind of looking to get in the photos and if that would work with what I can do. So they sent me some kind of prompt images, which it really suits the aesthetic of this packaging. Clean, minimal, modern, and a little bit rustic. They sent me as well the notes of these candles, like the scents and what the kind of vibe is of each candle, because these are 3 different types. So we need to go to the shops and try and source as much complementing props that we can to be a part of this shoot. You want to use what you can, so I'm gonna look at the house, ask a few mates if they've got some of the things I'm trying to get. So looking at the email chain we had, a few things we're gonna try and grab. Coconut, vanilla beans, tonka beans, salted caramel, leather, bergamot, wood, citrus, amber, pineapple, raspberry. We're not gonna be able to get all those things, but we'll try and find a few of these that we can get around the house from mates for free. Maybe go to the shops and buy a few of these things, because you want to have props that complement the photos if you want to have really well-rounded product photography. It can sound a bit intimidating when you've got things you're trying to buy and you're trying to see if you can replicate that. I'll kind of show you my process and how we can make this client happy, get paid, do justice to the brand, and take some good quality product photos on a low budget. So I'm gonna try and get the main props I wanted and then whatever bonuses I can get. Let's see what this big boy's got. Got a few things just then from a mate, and now gotta go to the shops, get a few like berries. Also with some of these props, you can often find things that look like something. Might not actually be exactly the prop, but it suits the look. So yeah, get resourceful. Got some goods. Run out of time today, I gotta go. Before I leave, I'm gonna do some of the space setup now so that I don't have to worry about that tomorrow, and then tomorrow I can just get out the props, get out the products, and start shooting. So we've got a black wallpaper and grey wall already as our 2 options, plus the white bench to shoot off. With the wood, got plenty of options, but for now I just want to get the lights all rigged up, run a few cables around, so then tomorrow when I feel like shooting, I can just get straight into it. Just to show you how simple this can really be. For a lot of my white background shots, I'm gonna be working off just this small panel here. And then this background, I'll move the lights a bit differently so that I can make that look a bit brighter. You really don't need much. If you know your way around an editing software like Photoshop and or Lightroom, you don't really need much in the way of your setup down here. I've got this big wallpaper as well, literally running 2 continuous lights. Gonna keep the setup simple. We're gonna get shooting. The first shots we're gonna do, I think the best way to do shoots like this is do it in some kind of order. So the shots I'm not gonna be able to get later is when it's all perfectly packaged. So I'm definitely gonna start with that. So just as they are in the box, nothing else around them. Gotta do those shots first. Super simple. Get the camera out, go. To give these initial shots some sort of drama and interest. Working with what I've got around the house, I've got some sandalwood sticks. These are just usually used as like mozzie repellent, but they smoke really well. So I'm gonna light a couple of these and put them behind the candle boxes, which could be really cool. So as you can see, look at that. I'm gonna shoot ISO 400, as low of an aperture as I can go, which is 2.8 on this. And then we'll have a shutter about 1/100th. Oh, that was so tough though. Each of these have different notes, and this one involves coconut, vanilla, and salted caramel. Platter of props really. That looks really cool. And then better coconut shavings, maybe some caramel pieces left of it. These cost like $5. Blows air away. You get like Just get rid of dust. Nice. That's cool. Oh, I like that. No. Okay.
I did my eyes, not really get that studio. You should use
What happened to this? When I brought him up, maybe I could have dropped it.
It's a lot of last week.
I just have so much. Could be that's a lot. That's right. Okay. I think we're done shooting. My room now smells of incense and smoke, but it was definitely worth it for those shots. When you have all these props going and stuff, definitely gets messy. Just got a bit of a clean up to do. And then we can import all the footage and start having a look at what we managed to get. Now that we've finished up, just cleaned it up a little bit. Just got the camera here plugged into my laptop. Go from the bottom, just gonna select all these and hit the check icon and then click import. Let all these go into Lightroom. So I'm using Lightroom Classic. So everything's imported, and now I use a starring system to go through photos I want to edit. So I don't try and edit every photo because I've taken a lot. I've taken nearly 200. So I'll open these up just in the library by clicking on them, and then I'll give a 5 on my keyboard, which gives us a rating if I want to edit it. If I don't, I'll just keep scrolling. So I'm obviously not touching these. Ones I reckon are worth editing and giving a go, I'll star by pressing 5, and then ones that aren't, say this one, I just won't touch it. So now I'm just gonna go through. If I reckon it's worth having a little edit of, then I'll click it, and then later we'll filter through and then have all the ones that I've starred up, and I can edit those. So we've gone through them. And now if I just turn on the filter by clicking rated, I can choose to have 5 stars or higher. And we've now gotten from 181 photos down to 60, which is, that's all right. As I edit, I'll realize which ones I don't need. Like a lot of the time, the first ones you go through starring thinking they're good. As you go through, you realize you have better ones. So I reckon it'll probably be more like 40 or less in the end, which is a good amount. Now to start with editing, I'm gonna start with, not these boring ones, but we'll start with a more kind of refined shot. We did take these photos in RAW, gives you the most freedom when editing. I just want to do that so I can play with the colors, especially because the labels look really blue in these photos because of the lighting. And I probably want to bring that back a little bit because it isn't so blue in real life. So with this one, the first thing I like to do whenever I edit is crop. So pressing R for Lightroom, just gonna bring this in a little bit. When I have everything level, probably the best cropping ratio would be a 4:5 for like a website, Instagram. So we'll do 4:5 vertical. I'll make it a bit brighter. I'm just playing with the sliders to start. Kind of want to make it pretty dramatic, pretty strong contrast, but this blue is definitely too strong. So after we play with the tones a bit, I'm going to go into the HSL tab, click blue, and we're going to drop the saturation of that blue a little bit. So as you can see, this is currently just affecting the blue tones in the image. This does have a bit of blue to it, so we don't want to go too crazy here. That's just a bit more of a realistic look of that label. Got the curve panel here as well for a bit more of specific effects. So pretty happy with that base edit. We just probably also want to make sure that the labels are really obvious and easy to read. So if you look at full screen, it's not too bad, but probably want that a bit easy to read. So we might drop the highlights a bit as well. Cool, so we're going to spend the next hour or so probably going through all these photos, deleting as we go if there's ones that aren't worth editing, putting the green label on the ones we think are rippers. And with editing like this, a bit of a trial and error, experimenting with the sliders. I don't have any really go-to presets for something like this, but we're going to go for a pretty straightforward, high contrast look. Yeah, we'll keep plodding away. We'll get to the end of this editing spree and then have a look at the final product of these photos. I'm just finishing up the photos now. They've come out really well. The last photos especially were really cool. I really like this one. Very different, that angle. It was just an experimentation in the moment and it came out really cool. I think that's sick. This was the one that I had probably the hardest time with the props. The aesthetic of this candle is kind of more like old money-ish with a citrus leather. When I put the chocolate powder down on the black, it gave me a bit of that kind of leathery look, which was really cool. And then plus the sandalwood came out as a good shot there, so really happy with that one. These berry ones are sweet as well. See how much I've zoomed in. And then having a look at my before and after edits for all these. This is before, after, after. You can see kind of what I've done to these shots. Really all just controlling with the sliders. You can have a little look here if you want to see what I've done. Also using the blemish remover, the heel tool, which is Q. I've gone ahead and gotten rid of some blemishes on the label. As you can see before, you can see that little dot here. And after, see that change there. Did that for a few different spots for each one. Sick shot, I really like that one. So looking again before, after. Quite a nice edit. Really happy with the way I got the white balance nice as well. The black backdrop was a bit blue before, so we took care of that as well. So here's another example before the edit, after, before, after. Looking at the crop again, you can see where I've taken it. And pretty much just use 4:5 cropping ratio for all of these as well. Before, after. Pretty simple edits really for those. Looking at this crop, I've really brought it in a long way. So you get that background out, so before, after. It ended up being 44 photos in the end as well. Pretty much exactly what I thought it would end up being. So deleted a few along the way, which we didn't need. The end product is really good. Yeah, so now what we're gonna do, select all of these. I have 3 export presets that I've made, literally just off YouTube videos, trying to find the best settings for different formats. So internet, website, Instagram, and for print, 3 different kind of export settings I have there. So I'm going to export all the photos, 3 different folders. Print, folder called web, it's just how I do it, and a folder I call Insta. So these are 3 different export settings, slightly different sizes. I'm going to send the client all 3 versions and then explain in an email how they could use all the different versions. So then they have an option for their website, an option for their Instagram posting, and then an option if they want to print any of them out as well. So right clicking, once I've selected all the photos, show this in the grid as well instead. Right clicking, export, Insta, and then we're going to save that onto our external hard drive. What's Insta? Open, bang. Do the exact same thing, export, print, bang, export, web. So that's simple. Now I'm just gonna let these export. Then we'll probably set up a WeTransfer to send these across. Okay, so now we've just gone on to WeTransfer, which you can send up to 2 gigabytes of files completely free to an email address. It's an easy and free way to send files. 3 different exports. All that was just like 400 megabytes. So now I've just got email address of the place. I'm sending these to House of Tonley. I just sent a message saying, just please see my recent email for further info. So we're gonna click transfer. That's gonna start sending now. So as this transfer goes through, I'm just gonna send an email now saying, check your email for WeTransfer. All the files are in there. Any questions, let me know. I'm just gonna explain the 3 exports, how I reckon you should use them. If you're trying to do something like that with your exports, which I recommend at least sending them probably 2 different versions, one that suits their Instagram/website and then highest quality possible, because you want to compress your files to get the most quality in an Instagram post or on the website. Literally search up on YouTube, best Lightroom export settings for Instagram, best Lightroom export settings for print, and you can just make a preset yourself. Super easy. I have already been paid for this. There's no invoicing I need to do from here. I'm also just going to type in asking if they could send back a little testimonial if they enjoyed my service and the photos I gave them, just to write a few words that I will hopefully use on my website as a bit of promotion for my product photography. So I'm just going to freehand that question. If you guys have liked what I've done for you, if you wouldn't mind just replying to this email with 1 to 2 sentences about why you enjoyed my service, then I'll use that as a testimonial. Tag you guys in that, which can potentially give them a bit of, exposure as well. That's the go. Gonna send this email. So that is pretty much all there is to it. The products arrived. We sourced some props which they'd asked for, just using whatever we have. Set up the studio, really simple setup, super cheap with a few continuous lights. In the description, I'll leave links to the continuous lights I've used, a lot of the gear that I used to make this product shoot. A lot of it's low budget. This light, I'm pretty sure was literally like 30 bucks, but you can do this on a tight budget. So check the description if you're looking to get some of this gear. But yeah, then we just started experimenting, firing away, not worrying about how many photos we're taking, just get creative with your lighting, the settings you're using on your camera, and then throw it in Lightroom or whatever editing software you use and just have a play around. Try changing the colors, shoot in RAW so you can play around with it more. And then once you're happy with what you got, send it to your client. WeTransfer is a good option. Yeah, thanks for coming. Thanks for watching the video. My name's Sam. Leave a like if you found this helpful, and if you have any other suggestions for how to do DIY product photography at home, then throw them in the comment section below. You can all help each other out. I do travel videos, more tips on creative stuff like this, and I do videos vlogging my journey as being a uni dropout and working to chase something more fulfilling. So consider subscribing, post 1 to 2 times a week, and see you in the next one.